Hey, welcome to the podcast. Before we get into it today, I just want to talk about our sponsors. This is brought to you by Local Menace Apparel. Now, we first came across these guys at Four Chord Music Festival last year, and honestly, they're right up our street, completely involved in the same scene as us. Local Menace is an independent punk and alternative clothing brand, doing things their own way, no corporate nonsense, just quality gear made for people who actually care about our scene. Whether you're heading to a show or you're just repping the culture day to day, they've got you covered. Head over to localmenace.com. That's localmenace.com. Head to their store and you can use our discount code, which will get you 25% off. The code is WASTETIME. That's WASTETIME. That's localmenace.com. Link will also be in our show notes. All right, let's get into it. Hello, welcome to the Wasting Time podcast, part of the Never a Phase Network, and it is another Chris solo intro. Nick's away on holiday this week, but I wanted to get this episode out, so I thought I would hop on here and do a solo one. So my intention is to keep this very brief, just tell you a little bit about what I've been listening to recently. Also, in the comments on socials, Instagram, let us know things you've been into recently. Also guests that we should have on this show. But what have I been digging recently? Oh, Rufio, obviously they put out a re-recording of Dipshit. That's been on regular rotation, and we've got a Rufio EP coming soon, so that's very exciting. John Hampson of 9 Days, big fan of his. Maybe some of you have heard the episode we did with him like 3 years ago. I noticed that he returned to the Krista Makes podcast recently to discuss the 9 Days song If I Am, which was a great listen. And on that, he promoted his new solo song, Drop of Doubt. It's a really fun pop song. Definitely check it out. Also, I'm just obsessed with Bayside at the minute. I've always been aware of Bayside, and I've heard their music, but I just never really got into them properly. But ever since interviewing them at Slam Dunk, I've done the deep dive, and that last album, There Are Worse Things Than Being Alive, from a couple of years ago. So many good songs, good advice. I've just got it on repeat at the minute. Also, I notice Hopeless have signed Public Works. Public Works we've been talking to a little bit, so hopefully he'll come on the show sometime soon. But and that signing has coincided with the release of his song Cause, which is an absolute banger, so check that out. Let's just jump into today's episode. So we have Super Sometimes. This is an artist we've been aware of for a little while. I remember when we had Evan and Tyler from State Champs on for an episode a couple of years back. They told us about this band and how great they were. The band was called New Aesthetic at the time, but have since changed the name to Super Sometimes. And we spoke to them. It was literally the night before their record Showed the World What's Underneath came out. We were fortunate enough that we'd been sent the record a few weeks before that, so we kind of knew it quite well, so we were able to get into it. We spoke to, well, it was Dylan that we spoke to, but they were in the van between shows, so Gabe actually was driving, and he spoke a little bit, but it was mainly Dylan who we spoke to. And I just absolutely love how much these guys genuinely love pop punk and so into the history of it. It's really cool, and it's so good to see them absolutely blowing up at the minute. I'm just like looking at their Spotify as I record this. Yeah, they're on 145k monthly listeners at current time. So yeah, impressive stuff. And I just want to see them grow and grow. I look forward to seeing them in the UK as well. I should also say that Nick's internet was really bad that day, so he kept dropping out, which we don't really address in the conversation. But in case you think I was hogging all the questions, that's why, because Nick kept disappearing. Let's get into it. Dylan, is it just yourself, or
it is. I do have Gabe right here, but he is currently driving. We have a 6-hour drive to Boise, Idaho, so I'm not sure how in conversation he will be, but he is here. The rest of the team is in the bunks in the back asleep.
Well, we appreciate you guys joining us.
Yeah, thank you so much. Want to say hello?
Yeah, again? Of course.
Guys, thanks for doing this. How you guys doing?
Don't fucking crash the van, Gabe. Whatever you do, just keep your eyes on the road.
We're doing good. I'm Chris, and this is Nick, and we're the Wasting Time podcast over in the UK.
Oh yeah.
I'm coming from London right now, and
Yeah,
Nick, you
I'm up in
you
the northeast in a place called Newcastle upon Tyne. I'm not. Have you guys
Awesome.
been out to kind of the UK or Europe yet, or is that still on the?
We have never been to the UK. I think we'll make it over there finally, hopefully at the top of next year.
nice.
One of our very friends who actually helped us work on the record lives in Poole, England.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
endorse
know.
it.
Yeah, I don't know how far that is, but yeah, that's our buddy. So shout out Poole.
Who is that? You said that's someone who worked on your record. Sorry, you cut out a little there.
Yeah, his name is Mike White. He used to play in a band called Skyway Avenue. They're like a YouTube band. He's good friends with like the State Champs guys, and he works on a lot of.
We know Mike White. Mike
Yeah,
White trolls state champs all the time on.
Yeah, that sounds like him.
yeah. Shout out Mike. He does appear on our Instagram sometimes. So yeah, we know exactly who you're talking about.
That's awesome. Yeah, he helped us write 2 songs on this record. He's a great
Oh,
guy.
did he? Oh, with which ones? Because we've got your record in front of us. We've been
Yeah.
listening to it for a few weeks. So which ones
Oh,
was
yeah.
was he on?
Uh, he helped us with Always You, which is track 3,
Track 3?
and Makeup Stories, which is track 2.
Oh, nice.
He's a phenomenal songwriter.
Yeah, man. I should probably say so. At the time of recording this is the
Yeah.
night before your record comes out. But obviously, this will be out once the record's out, and also, like as I say, Nick and I have lived with your record for a few weeks now, so we know it quite well. So we can get into it in a little bit and stuff. But
Awesome.
we'll come to that in a minute. But
Yeah.
let's kind of start at the top to start with. So, like our experience of your band is, I think you mentioned State Champs. It was the State Champs guys who told us about you guys a couple of years ago, back
That's
when you
awesome.
guys were new aesthetic. But just give us a little insight into your history, how long you've been going. I know like you're from the San Diego area, so do you want to just kind of talk us through that a little bit?
Yeah, for sure. So like make it very wrap it up and put a bow tie on it. Me and Matthew met in 2017 when I was probably like 12 years old.
Okay.
And he was
Yeah.
10 years old, out of School of Rock camp, like the movie school. That's like a real thing that they do. And we met in a Foo Fighters versus Nirvana camp where we were like learning to cover their songs. And during a lunch one day, we went into the practice space to like jam some songs randomly. And
Yeah.
I was playing the guitar riff to Secrets by State Champs. And he was behind the drum kit.
Okay.
And I was told playing it on a whim, like just for fun, because I had just discovered that band. And he
Yeah.
came in like with the drum hits for the intro. And he actually like knew the song. And we
Yeah.
became like best friends immediately because I was like, you know, State Champs. I like State Champs. Like we're best friends, sort of deal. We're jamming for a long time in his basement in San Diego, and then a few years later, I met Gabe at a Knuckle Puck show where the guitar player of Knuckle Puck brought me up on stage to play a song with them. So then, naturally, like following that show, like me being one of the only other kids that knows pop punk that Gabe had met, like hit me up and was like, yo, we should start a band. So we did. And the first day that we got together, we wrote like one of the songs off our first record, Change. And that was
Okay.
in 2022. And then we played our first show in May of 2023. So we've been a band for just about exactly 3 years. Like the anniversary of our first show, I think, was literally 2 days ago or something like that.
Oh, okay. So you're still at early days, really, still.
Very early days, yeah. It feels like it's been a long time, but like noticing milestones like that one, like the first show only being 3 years ago, it's just kind of crazy to see like now that we're on full US tour and playing these big like 1,000 cap rooms. It's very crazy to look back on, sure.
Yeah, it's insane. I mean, you mentioned that you were into State Champs. Were presumably you were into other pop punk bands around that time. What were some of the other early ones for you?
Absolutely. I think for all of us, it was like Knuckle Puck and State Champs were the big two that like really helped us bond and story so far, I'd say.
Okay.
But for me personally, like I had parents and aunts and uncles who like grew up on pop punk stuff. So for me, it was like a big mix of everything. Gabe as well. It was like a lot of for me, the drive through record stuff, like Starting Line,
Yeah,
Finch, Early November,
yeah.
Alistair, TX. Our teacher at School of Rock was actually in Phoenix TX. Damon.
No. Oh, Damon De La
Yeah,
Paz.
Damon Delapat. Yeah.
That's so cool, man.
Like we didn't know, but like he had also filled in for Blink uh, on their tour in 2001 or 2000, whichever one they filmed, the Mark Tom and Travis Burstein, All American Rejects, like Hawthorne Heights, not necessarily like pop punk, but adjacent in the scene. And then like I know like it was super into like Green Day and Slipknot and Angels and Airwaves, anything and everything. We had a very like wide array of influences from all different like spectrums of the pop punk scene, which is also like something that we pride of now and something that we took pride of when writing the record, because I feel like we do a really good job at kind of like representing and paying homage to like the whole history of pop punk, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. But Damon De La Paz from Phoenix TX, and like I remember this well. Like when he filled in for Blink, it was the 2000 tour because
I
Travis I
think
think
so.
got
Yeah.
Travis got like attacked in the parking lot or something. So like
Yeah,
and like
he like broke his wrist or something, I think
yeah
was the deal. So
yeah
yeah,
yeah yeah
there's videos of him playing like with Blink. I'm not sure if it's at Warped Tour, but also like all across that whole tour. Like we follow him now on Instagram and stuff, and it's
yeah
kind of crazy to see like he's actually I think on some of the recordings for the Mark Tom and Travis show, because I don't think Travis Barker got to play that entire tour because of that incident that happened. So it's just like at the time, we were Blink fans and we had no idea that like he did that, or even knew, I knew who Phoenix TX was, but I didn't know that he was in Phoenix TX like
yeah.
till way after. So we haven't ran into that. So it's going to be really funny
Oh
when we
yeah.
do.
When you
And we
now
like
that you
meet
have
him.
this
Yeah.
information, yeah
Yeah, especially
yeah
now, like for me, like those I'd say my two biggest influences, like the drive through era records, uh, and then like the 2010s pop punk stuff, like State Champs, Story So Far, all that.
I mean, obviously, talking about the drive-through stuff, you mentioned like Starting Line and Finch, but like who top three drive-through bands from that era for you?
I would
Who would
say
they be?
Starting Line is number one for me all day, every day. That band freaking rocks. I would have to say Phoenix TX as well because of Damon. And
Yeah,
then for me, Finch, What It Is to Burn is like one of my top records of all time. And they're also from not too far away. I think they're from like Riverside or Inland Empire, like adjacent, not too far.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
they're super cool. But yeah, honorable mentions to Alistair, November rocks as well. And then Newfound Glory you could count, but it's like they also went on to do so many more things. So
of
I
course,
wouldn't
of
I
course.
wouldn't I'd put them in their own caliber and their own tier. But yeah,
That's
those three for me would probably sum it up.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. And like growing up in the San Diego area, presumably like Blink were a huge thing. Obviously, that's where they're
Yeah.
arguably San Diego's most famous music product, at least I think
Yeah,
one would
for sure.
argue.
Them and I would say so, probably two of the biggest to come
Oh,
out
so,
of there.
I'm sorry, Dylan, you cut out when you said the second one. What was the second
Sorry.
one? Would you say?
Pierce the Veil as
Oh,
well.
Pierce the Veil, of course. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's funny. We're partnered with a festival in Pittsburgh called Four Chord Festival, and we had
Yeah.
Blink headed that up last year, and we got Pierce the
Yeah.
Veil heading it up this year. So yeah,
Yeah, it was crazy for us too. Like I grew up seeing them pierce the veil at Soma and stuff, like at
oh
the
yeah, yeah,
not,
yeah,
not the smaller rooms, but like the regular size venues who would play for like a touring like pop punk or emo band. And then it's like 2 or 3 years ago, they were opening for Blink on their big like stadium tour or whatever.
yeah,
So they played
yeah,
Petco Park together in our hometown. And then now, like fast forward 2 or 3 years later, Veil's headlining Petco Park, and they sold it out faster than Blink
yeah,
did, which is kind of crazy.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Uh,
it's been awesome to see both of them do that
yeah,
and
yeah.
play there.
Definitely. Nick's back again. I think he's having internet issues. Nick, just to catch you up, we're currently discussing San Diego bands. So obviously Blink are
Okay.
huge, and Pierce the Veil being the other big one. Dylan, what about Unwritten Law, or was that like two before your time?
Oh no, Unwritten Law. I should slap myself on the wrist for not even mentioning them or thinking of them. But Unwritten Law rocks. That's my dad and my aunt and my uncle. That's like one of their favorite bands. They just did like an
Amazing.
anniversary show, I think a
Yeah,
year or two ago for their two records, which they went to. And
yeah,
fucking Homegrown opened the shows also as well,
amazing,
which is shout out
amazing.
Homegrown as well. But yeah,
Yeah,
Gabe also
we
likes
love
Unwritten
Homegrown
Law.
too.
Yeah, they're awesome. Phenomenal band.
Have you met Scott Russo from Unwritten Law before?
No, but I would love to.
He's a character. We've met him a couple of times. Yeah, he's a lot of fun.
But yeah, we've heard great things, and I would love to meet them. It'd be awesome.
Should we get into the kind of new record then? So it was due out. It's due out tomorrow, isn't it? I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
It's
Well,
on 12 hours.
yeah, exactly. So for the purpose of those listening, it's out now.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah. We've been fortunate enough to have an early listen to that.
Oh yeah,
Show the world what's underneath.
yeah,
But I just wanted to talk about Afterthought first because that was a real
absolutely.
statement single that you
Yeah,
brought out
yeah,
early doors ahead of the album release. Was Afterthought always going to be that song?
yeah. 100%. I think from like the second we like wrote it and kind of heard the first verse into the chorus together, like with just like the riff at the beginning, huge chorus. Like we walked out of the session that we wrote that song that day, being like, "That's gonna be the opener." We were like 100% sure it was gonna make it, and then we recorded it and put the track listing together, and it was like, "Yep, like that's it." It was like a very instantaneous thing. It was yeah, it was universal. It was meant to be. That song like kind of fell out of the sky almost. It was crazy. It was awesome.
Yeah. Who did you write that one with? Who are the co-writers on it?
We co-wrote that one with Nick from Knuckle Puck, which is also a very full circle thing for us
Yeah.
because again, like me and Gabe met at a Knuckle Puck show and they let me play on stage with them.
Yeah, yeah, you were
We
saying, yeah.
yeah, we looked up to that band like forever. We still do to this day. Like I have a Knuckle Puck tattoo on my
Oh
arm, like
wow. Okay, so
for
you're a
their
big fan.
Copenhagen record. Yeah, I'm like a huge fan, but try not to punish them about it. Like every time we hang out with them. But yeah, we wrote that song with them. Then Sam Guayana, our fellow friend and producer engineer, who's worked on like Between You and Me, Silverstein, a bunch of other cool stuff. He really rocks. And yeah, we like went to his studio that he was working out of in LA. And I think in like 6 hours or something like that, we kind of just like got together and wrote that stuff together. And it came like very easy. And we left, and like I was saying earlier, like we had only gotten to write, I think about half of the song lyrically and then like a little bit of it instrumentally following. But it was like we were listening to just like that intro and
Yeah.
chorus like over and over and over. And we're like, fuck, dude, this is like really good. Like, this is it. And then now, like, we're playing it live on this whole tour that we've been on. And it's like
Yeah.
probably my favorite song in the set. I think, lyrically, instrumentally, vocally, it's like also such a strong opener just because it's just like abrupt and kind of comes out of nowhere and really like slaps you in the face when you start the record. But I think
Yeah.
it also does like a great job of representing like the entire record as a whole. Like, it starts off a very guns blazing. There's like the melancholy, more down verses, and then the huge choruses. Lots of like full guitar riffs and bass work all over it. The dueling vocals, I feel like we really perfected on that song. I think it just does like a great job at representing the record as a whole, all different aspects of it.
Yeah, it was kind of like a good introduction into like the next era of your band, particularly after
Yeah,
the name change and all of that kind of
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, for
Um,
sure.
Yeah, I think we both heard it and we were like, right, these guys are, making a statement here and, gonna
Yeah,
gonna do some big things. So yeah, it was great, great, great track.
hell yeah, that was definitely the goal. So we're glad to know that it worked and that it did right.
what are some of your other favorite songs on the record?
For me, I would say the title track, "Show the World What's Underneath." is
Yeah.
always going to hold a very special place in all of our hearts. That's one that we wrote like completely on our own. We wrote that one like in the basement together. And the version of it that you hear on the record is almost exactly identical to like how we jammed it in the basement the first time we came up with it. That song was like extremely easy to write and also super fun to play live. We're playing it on this tour already, and it's super sick every time.
Yeah.
I like how it has at the end, like the slow down part where the tempo kind of changes and it goes into like a super cool like jam section. And then obviously like the title of the record comes from the last line of that song.
Sure.
Um,
Of course.
yeah, that one's super sick. And then I would say the closer to the record. In retrospect,
Prophet.
I hope people make it to the end of the record and get to that song with how short attention spans are these days because I feel like that song fucking rips. The riff is super cool. Like
Yeah.
the chorus is super catchy in my opinion. Like that's one that we're definitely going to be playing live. I think for a long time to come. Like we wrote that one in mind of how it would go over live. So that one's also a super special to me. And yeah, sick. Those three, the whole record, obviously as a whole, we're proud of every song, but those three stand out.
How have you been received on the Arm's Length tour? Are the audiences like familiar with you guys? Are you finding?
Oh man, yeah, it's been awesome. Like this is only our this is only our second like full US tour. And it's been very awesome to see how many people will come up to us like after the show at the merch table, or even like, we'll ask everybody on stage, like raise your hand if you know who we are right now. And like every night it's been like we've been very surprised to see it's a lot more people than we
Yeah.
thought. And it's a
Yeah.
lot of people also coming up to us and being like, yo, I saw your video on like Instagram or TikTok. Like we came to the show only to see you,
Oh
which as
wow.
which as an opener is like super fucking weird, like to be honest. Like
Yeah.
it's been cool to see like the numbers go up and like the band do its thing on social media, but then like to that in turn like translate to like real people actually coming to the shows
Yeah.
is like very, very sick. And it was
Yeah.
us very proud too of like all the work we put in on the online side of it. So it's very
Yeah.
cool
Yeah.
and very
Because
rewarding.
yeah, you guys have been crushing it on online. Like it's been very noticeable for from the outside, and like
Yeah,
it's
thanks.
interesting you say that because like I find not every artist who crushes it online can translate it to being people in the room. So
Yeah, 100%.
the
Which is
fact,
something that we definitely we take pride in that too. Like being
sure,
a really good live band, like so it's cool that um at this point too we have played most of the places that we've been to on this tour like a time or two. So there's people who are coming out to the shows and who already know the words, and then that's making us look good and also like encouraging
yeah,
everybody
man,
else who did come to see us to like get into the circle pits, like crowd surf over the barricade, and then also like winning over the people who have no idea who they are or who we are, because it's
yeah,
like they're seeing all these other people have fun and like know the words to the song. And they're like, oh, I want to get in on that. Like to be on a 4 band bill and to be the first of four and having like people crowd surfing like during your set is like an accomplishment for us for sure. Like I think it's very cool to like get the show started early and then seeing people like get that involved in that into the show like so early in the night. Like a lot of
yeah,
like the crew and the employees at the venues too are like, it's been a while to see people like crowd surfing for the opener, which is sick. I'm
yeah,
like, fuck yeah, like we did a good
yeah,
job for sure.
yeah. That's an ego boost for sure. Obviously,
Yeah.
and you got like a short Japan tour coming on in the works coming up soon. Like, how'd that come about?
We got approached by Ice Grills, which is like a record label, and they have like a record store out there in Japan. And
Yeah,
they are typically the label and the people who bring like all of the pop punk bands from our sort of space over to
yeah,
Japan. So like every time Story So Far or State Champs or like Koyo,
yeah,
any bands adjacent to like that sort of vibe go over. It's usually with Bazuki from Ice Grills. and he hit us up in the middle of the last tour we were doing with Belmont, and asked us. He's like, "Do you guys want to come play shows in Japan?" And we were like, "Fuck yeah, we want to go play shows in Japan." So it was kind of like that simple and that easy, and it just worked out. So now we're gonna get to go after this tour is over. We're gonna do Warp Tour, I think DC. Then we have a couple weeks off, and then we'll be going like it'll be my fourth time flying on a plane ever, and it's to
Wow.
go to Japan to play like I think five or six shows. And I think
That
since we started the band too, it's like the number one place that I had always dreamed of going, like to play shows above anywhere else, was Japan. So we've been
yeah.
told that we're very spoiled and very lucky to be going there first, like before we got to go to Australia or the UK or, South America, whatever it is. So we're very stoked and very excited to get to go over there.
Japanese audiences, by all accounts, go off as well. So I think
Yeah,
you guys are gonna have the
for
best
sure.
time.
For sure. So I gotta start learning a little bit of like Japanese though, because they were telling us we were hanging out with one of the guys from Koyo, and also our buddy from Hot Mulligan was telling us like in between songs over there they like clap and they're like super respectful and they like don't
Yeah.
talk, and it's like for us here like in the States, like if we play a song and people don't talk afterwards or like don't yell or make noise, we're like fuck, like we're bombing the set tonight. So
Yeah.
it's like it'll be a weird switch up and a lot of stuff to get used to, but it'll be super fun for sure. We're very
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah, definitely.
I was going to say, talking of going abroad, we've got Slam Dunk Festival in the UK in a couple of weeks' time.
Oh,
Is that something you're aware of and on your
we're
radar for the future?
super aware. That's been like I've never gotten to go to Slam Dunk, but I've always dreamed of playing and attending like as a fan as well. Uh, Hopefully next year we'll see what we can do.
Yeah.
As long as you guys keep putting in the good word and spreading our name over there, I doubt it'll be long before we get to make it over and do some stuff.
Yeah, yeah, makes sense. We've got your back. We'll definitely spread the word as much as we can for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. But Slam Dunk, what else do you guys have? Reading and Leeds, like a bunch of fucking awesome. You guys have some of the coolest festivals over there.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll
Download as
definitely
well. I could see you on that.
yeah, download. We'll definitely make our rounds over there. Like we grew up like watching like YouTube videos and full sets of like bands playing there all the time. So it's like very awesome, and we're equally as excited to get over there as anywhere else.
Have any of you been to the UK outside of the band in your personal lives before?
I think our drummer Matthew has been, but the rest
Okay.
of us definitely have not.
Okay. Okay.
So that's the other awesome thing about this band is like taking us to places that we've never been before because of music. Like I
Yeah,
don't
man.
think I would have ever gotten to go to Japan in my life had it not been for us doing this. And the same thing with like the UK and when we get to everywhere else. It's a
Yeah.
very it's a very cool thing, and it's like a lot. It gives you a lot of imposter syndrome because you're like, wow, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It's kind of like crazy that I'm here to play pop punk music in 2026, or 2027, whatever it was. It's a
Yeah.
wild,
Yeah.
wild timeline we live in.
In a perfect world, kind of what does the next 3, 4, 5 years look like for you as a band? Like realistically, what would you like to achieve like within
Yeah, for
within the
sure.
kind of the short, medium term?
Yeah, hell yeah. I would say surrounding this album, definitely sell out our own headline tour. Also, like support a bunch more bands as well, but like selling out our own tour within this next year or the following one would be a big one. And then getting on a bunch more festivals, like you said, like making it international, like breaking across the world. Like we're gonna get to go to Japan this year. Next year, we will definitely go to the UK and hopefully Australia. Like hopping on some of those bigger festivals, like you were saying, Slam Dunk. Download would be awesome, stuff like that. And then, it's kind of like soon to be talking about this, but it's like the album comes out tomorrow, and we're already thinking about and like writing the next record. Like there's kind of like no break. It's kind of like all gas all the time. So I would say we would probably, support a bunch of tours next year, do our own headline tour, hopefully sell the whole thing out,
Of
support a
course.
bunch of bigger acts, go to record our second record, which will, hopefully be just as good, if not, better than the one that we just put out. And then
Yeah.
I'd say that would probably be out realistically like 2 or 3 years from now. And then
Yeah.
the next goal after putting out that record would be to sell out another headlining tour and like the next level of venues, like going from 500 caps to 1,000 caps. That's kind of like the universal path that everybody takes in this sort of world. It's like you support a bunch, go headline some rooms, sell them
Yeah.
out. If you do sell them out, then it's like you upgrade, you go to the next level of rooms. You're worth more tickets, so you're going on bigger tours, playing bigger festivals, getting better slots. But yeah, I feel like at the end of the day, our mission is just like to really have fun with it. Like we're all best friends, and that's never changed since we like started the band. We just love playing live, and we love getting it out there. And it's like as long as we're playing a show, it doesn't matter what time we're playing. It doesn't matter what slot we're on. It doesn't matter what song. As long as people are singing the words and crowd surfing, and like we can be content doing that forever. And that's
Yeah.
all. That's all that really matters. Like we truly just have a huge love and appreciation for like the genre that we're in, and I think that considered a band who is like a torchbearer and like continuing the legacy almost of pop punk is like a huge honor to us because it's like we grew up worship like everything about the genre and all the bands.
Yeah.
So now it's
Yeah.
like, it's all happened very fast. Like we started 3 years ago, and now we're already like touring with bands we really like and like grew up listening to, and like meeting people that we looked up to our entire lives, and then like having to not fanboy and like punish them and be like, oh my god, like you're my favorite band ever, like that sort of vibe. So we're just super stoked to be here, super proud, super happy, and trying to be as like present and enjoy every moment of it that we can.
Yeah, man, it's the best genre, and don't ever lose that love that you guys clearly have for it.
Yeah,
Actually, so on the
absolutely.
subject of the genre, obviously you say you want there's a whole bunch of bands you want to support still. Like give us a couple who's on that list, like who do you have your eyes set on that you'd love to tour with and support?
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, for sure, like Newfound Glory would be a huge one. Uh, the Story So Far, like one of our favorite bands. We've
Yeah,
played shows with Knuckle Puck, but to support them on like a full tour would be very awesome. Obviously, Blink 182 as well.
yeah,
That's
of course.
another huge one. State champs, starting line for me would be like a very huge one. If we got to even play like one show with starting line, like I could die happy. Like to me, that band is like one of if not my favorite band of all time. Like next to Jimmy Eat World, I think the Direction record that they have, their third LP with Island on it, is like might be my favorite pop punk album of all time, straight up. So
Well,
that's huge to me. Pierce the Veil being from San Diego, they're not like a pop punk band, but they're just another one that comes to mind. But yeah, I mean, I feel like, running around the ringer here, we'll most likely get to tour with all of them in due time. So it's
good.
like almost not a matter of if, it's just like when. Like we keep stumbling into all these crazy opportunities, and it's just awesome. You can't really dwell on it for too long or like wonder about it for too long. You just go and do it, and then it's like you're on to the next.
It's funny you mentioned starting line. We had Kenny on the show very recently, who was the
Yeah,
loveliest guest ever, and yeah, he said some
so awesome.
interesting. It's funny you mentioned that record as well. Like it was interesting. He really went deep on like the highs and lows of recording that. So
Yeah,
yeah, check out
I,
that
I
episode,
have to
man.
watch
When
that
when you
episode.
get
I
time.
do.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was
yeah,
about to say because like I watch all of his podcasts. We met him also a few times. He's like super nice, super chill guy. But yeah,
yeah,
like I'm so nerded out on like that whole process of recording that record, like the producer they did it with, how like the guitar tones, all that stuff. Like I've done my very best to not like punish him and ask him about it when I've met him before because I don't really know him that well yet. But
yeah.
like one day I will absolutely punish him and ask everything to do with that record because I absolutely love that record. Everybody in our band does. It's a great.
You might not get the story that you want to hear, unfortunately, because it was a difficult record for him production wise, and
for sure.
I mean, he talks about
honestly,
it in our episode, so like
I'm definitely gonna be watching that. But unfortunately, like that's how it goes a lot of the time when bands get to like their second or third record. You know, like we've heard plenty of stories, and it's just like it does sound like the process sucks, but like the end product for us on the other side is always something super cool and super rewarding and super timeless. And even on this record that we just made too, like it was the first time ever that we like struggled a little bit like in the studio. It was definitely like there's a lot of growing pains and there's a lot of things that come up that you got to deal with in real time. But it's just like we came out the end of it with a great for sure.
We can probably let you go at this point, but we really appreciate you hopping on this call. And you know, it's because we've been listening to you since State Champs told us about you guys, so it's great to finally meet you. And
which is fucking awesome. That's so sick.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's it's the fact that they're one of your influences, and that's the connection that's so cool. But it's great to have you in the pop punk world, and we look forward to seeing you over this way. We like as I mentioned to you before, we go to Four Chord every year, so hopefully you guys will end up playing that one of these years. I mean, obviously you're a perfect fit for it, so I'm sure we will cross paths several times.
Yeah, absolutely. Very sooner than later, I like to say.
Oh, for sure.
Nice.
For sure.
Keep flying the flag, boys. Yeah. Good luck.
Congrats on the record, and have fun on these big tours you're doing this summer.